brings our total up to 14R. So over the last 2 weeks, first week was 20R, second week was 14R. So we're looking at 34R in the space of 2 weeks. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now in this video, this is part 2 of the 15-minute aggressive model testing of the blueprint model, and we're going to look at the second week of USD CAD. So if you haven't watched the last video, be sure to do so before this one, because I won't explain too much in terms of the edge itself. This is going to be a very quick video in terms of just going through the week and then how we progress from here in terms of creating the edge. There was some strange comments from the last few videos. I think the main thing from these videos is to understand how much and what goes into creating a mechanical edge. As I said, this edge isn't completely finished. It's still in testing, which is what I'm doing live for you now. And the reason, obviously, I'm doing it in replay is because this is part of the testing. This is how I go, and then it's a case of doing live testing once I'm happy with the results so far. So depending on how this week goes, then it will be a decision of what we do going forward. Let's get into it. So let's go straight to Monday. So if you've been following us for a while, you know that we've released the DPC back in 2023, the updated version, which is our true mechanical edge. And we've been posting all our results here live on the website in live time, where we're currently sitting at over 3,000%. All our monthly results are posted here. As not only that, you see examples of members' replications, and the reason why you see so many replications, this is only a handful. If you go to our Instagram page, you'll see replication after replication to the point where you'll think it's the same post, when in reality it's purely the same edge being replicated by all our members that are following the DPC edge. And the only way that this level of replication is only possible because we have an edge that has zero discretion, zero guesswork, same stop loss, same TP, same session, same targets. Everything is exactly the same. So all our members are achieving the exact same results. Now, at some point in this video, probably near the end, you'll get some sort of discount code. Purely because this is the first video back. You can access any of our programs and you can use whatever discount code I choose to give. I don't actually know at the minute, but what I suggest doing is thinking about this as an investment, as an investment for yourself, because you have to think about it in terms of, if you're watching this video, you're here because you want to progress your trading, and the way you can do that is by enhancing your enhancing your knowledge base. And I know buying into a mentorship may sound like it's a bit of a scam or whatever. I know, especially in this industry, but we've been around since 2019. We've not changed, and if anything, edges have just got better and better. And we've actually developed programs which are accessible for most people, well, for pretty much everyone. We've given also monthly fee options where it can make it easier for you. And as I said, every single trade is posted, and there's no way you can really digress unless you change the system yourself. Anyway, we also do have the Vertex algo coming soon, which is going to be our EA for our DPC edge, so you can achieve those exact same results but hands-free. But that'll be coming soon, so be sure to keep an eye on that. And before we carry on with the video, I also want to mention Vertex funding. If those of you aren't aware, that we do have our own funding platform, and we've been around for a few years now, and we've sort of made a name for ourselves. And we have just released our instant accounts, where you can simply choose your account, start trading it and profit, and then you can withdraw whenever you wish, really. There's no minimum trading days. You can withdraw from day one, no consistency rule, and you can compound it to however much you wish. But we do have also a 2-phase option, which is slightly cheaper for you guys. So you can play around with this website. The link to this website will be in the description below. Okay. So the last thing to happen on a Monday on the 15-minute time frame is that we have this sweep here. So which means that we're looking for sales, and obviously we can see the price is already going bearish on the 15-minute. Obviously, you have to understand that this is all in hindsight, by the way, which is obviously easier to do. But this is just how you test an edge to begin with. Just bear that in mind. Okay, so we can see. Thing is, regardless of whether it's hindsight or not, the fact is that this is the true outcome, and as long as you're honest with yourself when you're doing the testing, you're fine. It's just you need to understand whether because a live test takes a lot of time in terms of, because back testing, you could back test weeks in one go in one sitting, whereas live testing you have to wait day by day by day. Now you have to understand whether you want to commit to that by deciding whether it's worth it, and this is what allows you to do that. So this obviously just seeing this sweep and this move confirms the theory, at least, for starters. Anyway, let's go straight to the day, straight to the M1, and then essentially we're just looking for an entry now. So what we have, I can already see an entry. So we have two things where we have the previous range, which is here, and then this is the major range, and this is a minor range here in between. Now you can go off this sweep or this sweep, either or makes no difference. This is minor, that's major. So regardless, the entry does not change, which is the main thing with this. The position of the entry doesn't change. So this gets triggered in on this candle, and it'd be a 2-pip stop loss. And because it's 2-pip, we're going to aim for 5R, which we should hopefully get, or maybe not. Let's let it run. I think it does hit. Sure, it should hit. Yeah. Okay, so that's 5R for the Monday. So let's move on to Tuesday. As I said, it's a very brief and quick video, but this is just how quick your testing should be. You shouldn't really spend too long. Well, you shouldn't need to spend too long on testing if your rules are that fixed and set. You can adjust things as things go anyway, so that is no problem. Okay, so we have Tuesday. So this one looks a bit funny. So the last thing to happen is major ranges here. The last thing to happen is that this high gets taken, and we're obviously looking to take out this low. So we are expecting price to go bearish. Obviously here we see price go bullish, so this should be a funny and interesting outcome. So obviously we're still looking for sales, irrespective of what we can see here. So let's go straight to the M1. Let me move it back a little bit, it's gone a bit too far. Okay, so we are looking for sales in this time. Okay, so range by range, we have a sweep here, so we got an entry off this candle itself, which is here, with our stop loss will be 1.4 here, and we're looking for a 5R. Oh wow, okay, and we got a 5R hit, so we still won that even though price went the opposite way in the actual session. It doesn't necessarily prove the theory as such because it didn't meet the end of the range on the 15-minute time frame, but that's beside the point. This is what you would do live anyway. You would take the short regardless. You wouldn't look for longs. Oh yeah, I mean there's nothing more to say really. That's a 5R. So we're currently looking at 10R for the week. So that's quite easy. So let's move on to Wednesday. So whenever it comes, I hope you're enjoying the edge so far. By the way, let me just get rid of this. I think especially this aggressive model of the edge, something I've been trying to work on for a while. I'm still finalizing the rules, and once I finalize it, I'll release it. But it's just a lot of work at the minute, which I don't necessarily have the time for. But I will get into that. So we have Wednesday. So, and the reason why I'm doing these videos uncut is because I don't want it to seem like I've looked like beforehand. I want it to be a true reaction of what I've seen. That's the main reason. I know it probably seems long. Feel free to keep like skipping until you get the day. Anyway, what we see here is the last thing that happens, that we have this range, and then we have this bearish sweep, which we're looking to take that high, which doesn't happen until the session starts. So in live time, we'll be looking for buys. So let's go here. Okay, and this is quite, oh, this is a really nice one. Okay, so session starts at 7. That was a terrible line. We have a sweep right here, and then we're looking to go long, which is this one, which would trigger in there, and our stop loss 1.7. So we're looking for 5R. I don't think it'll hit that, no. Now something we will check is how far price has moved. I'll explain why as we go on. So price hit. Okay, price moved a fair bit. The reason why I want to see how this line represents 80%, the reason why I see is check how far price has moved, and then you basically keep a documentation, which I'm writing on the side. I'm not showing it on the screen because there's no point. It's just when we start talking about creating like risk management rules such as break-even rules, that is useful information to have. Anyway, we get taken out. The last range we have, so that's the major range, and then we have a new major range. We have a sweep here, but it gets invalidated by this body break, so we've got no entry there, and then the session finishes. So by this point we're finished. We're done for the day. So we're sitting at -1 for Wednesday. So we're at 9R today, 9R this week. Sorry. So let's go to Thursday. Whenever it comes. So 5R, -1. Okay. So Thursday. Wow. Okay, very big move. So the last thing to happen on Thursday prior to this session is, well, we have the bullish sweep, and then that's already meets the range. Then we have a bearish sweep. So we're essentially the bearish sweep here. So we're looking for longs from there to there. So we're looking to go long anyway. And the reason I'm saying this is because I realized I did that all in my head. The last range that we have, obviously, we've got this bullish sweep, which already meets the range low. Then we have a bearish sweep, which is looking to take out this high. This is a very big sweep. And the thing is, it doesn't create any new ranges because we have this, it's from this high all the way to this low, purely because for them to have a range in between, whenever we take out a new low, for example, we need to have a low, high to create new ranges. Whereas what we have is, in reality, is high, low. So we go with the highest high and the lowest low as your main range. So we're basically just looking to go long as soon as the session opens. So let's go to the session. This is a big move. Very big move actually for Thursday. Anyway, so we're looking to go long. So let's go. Wow. That's the first bearish sweep, but then no. Okay, no trade out of all of that. That's probably one of the hardest things to see, is the fact there's no trade in the biggest move, unless I'm missing something completely. I mean, everything gets invalidated. I mean, so we have so this is the major range that we have here, for example. We have this sweep, then it gets invalidated by that body break below. We also have this minor sweep, which gets doesn't get triggered in here. It gets invalidated, sorry, not violated. I guess same thing works, by that body break there. So no trade. So we are currently still sitting at 9R for the week. Let's move over to Friday. Okay, so we'll just go from there, and let's go here. So Friday, the last thing that happens is a bullish sweep. So we have this sweep here, or you can just go off the minor. Makes no difference. Either way, we're looking to take out either this range low or this range low, which doesn't happen until the end. You can just base off like that whole range situation in terms of what we're trying to look to take out. You can use these stuff to build an edge just around that. You don't have to use the rules exactly as I'm saying it, but I'm giving you examples of how you can use certain rule sets and adjust. Because I mean, every edge I create is a result of a previous edge that I've tried and tested and tried to just collate together. Because this edge itself is essentially a collaboration of my normal risk entry model as well as my disruption model, which includes liquidity sweeps essentially. But this is a bit more defined, I would say. Anyway, we have, obviously, we're looking for sales. We have that bullish sweep, so let's go into the session. Oops. Okay, so we have a sweep straight away, and it gets triggered into the session. Very easy. So we're looking for a sell here. And then in terms of catching trades like this, by the way, you have to be, what was that, was it 2-4? Yeah, so looking at 2-9. What was I saying? Yeah, you have to be ready for the session prior to the session itself. What I mean by that is you have to be prepared to take a trade on the session open. I mean, this trade would be triggered. This trade would have triggered at 7:01. So as soon as the session starts, you have to be wary of the fact that this is the sweep. So what I tend to do is about 10-15 minutes before, just have a look. You do get quicker and quicker the more you do it. Like I can just glance at it and know what I'm looking for. And you can split screen your 15-minute and the 1 minute. I don't think you really need to, because the 15-minute just takes one glance and that's it. But it's up to you, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Anyway, that was just a 5-hour trade there. So that brings our total up to 14 R. So over the last 2 weeks, first week was 20 R, second week was 14 R. So we're looking at 34 R in the space of 2 weeks, following a simple edge with simple rules and trading only 2 hours, 2 hours a day. And on most days, your entry in your session was done. So that was done in an hour. There's no trade there. That was a long one, but you just entered there and it finished at 9 pretty much. This one was done before, and this one was done in 30 minutes. This one took the whole session, to be fair. So I mean, these are very quick trades. The thing is, once you're in, you just set alerts and leave, because you don't need to do anything until the stop loss gets hit or the take profit is hit. But yeah. Anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed this video so far. I will endeavor to do some live trading using this model. I'm just recovering from surgery at the moment, which I had this previous week, and as well as recording these videos. So things are a bit rough in terms of timing for me, and I'm not prioritizing YouTube videos as such. But I hope you're enjoying the content, and in terms of like some of the questions we've been getting on Instagram, emails, the YouTube comments, I will try and go over the content as much as possible. I'm trying to explain, because I don't plan the videos as such, I just literally sit and record. For me, that's the best way, purely because I would say what comes to my mind when I'm seeing data live and when I'm seeing how prices move live, because I've not seen this before. I think I tend to say a lot more than I would if I had a script and tried to plan it, because they never work for me anyway. But anyway, I would try and look at the comments and look at the emails that we get and go off that in terms of what I say as well. Just make sure you watch through the whole videos, just because I may answer a question at some point in this video. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Feel free to like, subscribe, whatever YouTubers say, I don't know. And I will see you all in the next video.